anything.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I've got kind of an interesting video for you today. So this is Save the World, obviously, for those of you who don't play it. And we're in Twine Peaks, which is the highest zone. And we're doing Storm Shield Defense number 7 out of 10. And 6 being the only required one. So this is like basically above and beyond. And basically what I've done today is I've unslotted all of my survivors, and I'm normally level 122, I believe. And today we're down to power level 50. And as you can see, the only reason I have any stats whatsoever is because of my research. Offense, resistance, and tech are maxed. Fortitude is not maxed yet. But for reference, these values are normally about 3,000 or so, I believe. So we're going to do much less weapon damage, have much less health and shield, and traps are also going to be doing way less. Way less. And the reason I'm trying this is because yesterday I tried out this build with my friend Chloe, and just with normal stats, and basically it was too easy. Everything just got pretty much completely decimated just in the bottom spawn trap with the gas traps and whatnot. So this should make it at least, the trap should be, I don't know, 3 or 4 times less powerful, I believe. Haven't done the exact math, and I'll be pretty much be able to be taken out by just about anything. Maybe I can take like one hit from a small mob, I'm not sure. So definitely be a pretty cool challenge. And I'll show you the class I'm using. Actually, first, oh god. Oops, so there you go. You can see my resistance, not so great. We got a blaster flanking around here, and while I'm respawning, I'll show you my class. Oh, no, I can't do that. Alright. So I'm going to respawn at start. I have a banner down, sort of in between the first couple of amps that are going to be attacked. Oh, I guess the banner went away. That's alright. Is this blaster still up here messing around? Yeah. So I'm going to shoot him, and I have a 130 gun, but still, yeah, we're doing very low damage, so definitely not going to be able to cheese my way through this with a bunch of RPGs or anything like that. So now let's look at the class setup. I'm using Mega Base, and that's with the largest base, I believe, goes out 7 tiles. Power modulation in the support team to automatically regenerate structure health over time. Lofty architecture, increased building health. Frozen castle snares stuff on the base by 15%, which isn't a lot, but when you have such long trap tunnels, it definitely is a big factor, especially because it stacks with the 30% snare from wooden floor spikes. Tough traps, increased trap durability, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. Fully contained. Enemies that melee the structures on the base take a little bit of damage. That's mainly, I don't know if that'll even be really effective whatsoever since my tech score is so low at the moment. But normally the reason you have that is just in case there's basically a couple of spare flinger trash husks or mini husks somewhere where they're not supposed to be beating on some wall they're not supposed to be beating on, and I'll just take care of them. So there we go, the first wave completely done, very easy. As you can see, this is basically a slightly adapted version of David Dean's method of creating artificial ramp there, and I can do another video going over that build in more detail if people are interested in it, but we go right away over to Amplifier B. I'm putting down my base right off the bat, and I'm not sure exactly the right spot to put it. Probably maybe here. Cover most of the trap tunnels, and the team perk we're using is supercharged traps, so that boosts trap damage by another like 50% or so, which is awesome considering our traps are doing basically nothing. And here we go. So, oh yeah, I was going to say about the trap durability. So what I've done is because we're doing this like ridiculous challenge basically, and I've had to use such an exorbitant amount of traps that uh, it's basically not viable for me to just be losing the trap durability. So what I've done is there's a glitch right now in the game where uh, if you have the machinist in your sports squad for a tough traps perk, increase trap durability by 17%. It actually adds on 17% durability every time you respawn. So before I started recording, I just jumped into the lava pits down here a bunch of times, and now basically have ridiculous durability on my traps. So, and which will go away by the end of the mission, but that means that if I fail this or something, I'll basically still have like 99% durability on everything. So whether you consider that cheating, fine, but I mean, normally I'd have a bunch of extra durability from survivor squads, set bonuses and whatnot, and I unslotted all my survivors, so gotta do what you gotta do. Looks like, oop, let's get out of here. Even the smashers are getting taken out by the traps, which is pretty surprising. Yeah, that's going pretty well. As you can see, I went with this sort of Frostnite inspired Frostnite meta design with the floor launchers with 5 times impact perks. The reason being that although the DPS traps are all kind of limited because my stats are all removed at the moment, the fall damage for mobs does not scale with my stats. So if you get some smashers, or some elemental smashers, even worse, getting through all the way here, they'll get launched up way into the air, and pretty much regardless of my stats, they'll only be able to get launched up and fall down like 2 or 3 times before they're guaranteed to die. So there you go, but they're actually getting taken out by the gas traps, which is pretty awesome. And these are, for the most part, some of the traps are 106. Most of the traps I've replaced with 130s, and they're all fully maxed out and whatnot. Okay, on to the next amplifier. Put down my base here, and I'm putting my base all the way up here because I've just walled off this. Whoops. I just walled off this whole pathway because it's kind of awkward to build over there. So I want everything to just come down into this tunnel. And the problem is this is a natural tunnel, and there's no way to add any extra rooms or repathing or anything. It's all just going to go into this straight shot, so we can't use any launchers to send them bouncing around. So normally this would be no problem because you've got this long pathway of damage traps and gas traps. But obviously now my stats are not doing so hot, so they might be able to get through here. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like we got water mobs, which is absolutely awesome because the electricity traps do the most against water mobs, and we got flingers and propane, so I'm going to back out of here so they don't throw their propane tanks at me. And if I'm just kind of going on the assumption that most of them won't make it through this tunnel, although even the Husky Husks are getting all the way to the end, so depending on I guess how lucky the traps get with the crits, we might have some getting out. And as you can see on this one again, I've got some floor launchers and also floor launchers down there on the amp with wall lights to help take down their impact counter. So if any, actually I don't think we even have smashers on this wave. We can use our neon sniper to kind of peek through the wall here. It looks like it's flingers and propanes mainly. Those big fatzos with the big arms are flingers, and the awkwardly walking husky guys are propanes. You just can't see the propanes in infrared, but there you go. Seems to actually be doing a great job. We got pretty lucky that we don't have smashers on this wave, although kind of would have liked to see the launcher idea to test out on a smasher. And flingers would have been a huge problem ordinarily, or like in the past, I guess. But they recently removed their. They used to have basically were invulnerable to just about everything except for melee weapons, I believe. But now range weapons and traps actually do kill them, which is pretty cool. So they're getting eaten up in the trap tunnels. So this is actually going awesome. This is probably the amp I was most worried about. But yeah. You can take a look at the map. Everything's... I really don't know what that weird circle thing of dotted spawns is near the main spawn is. I see that occasionally in missions, not sure what it means, but in any case, you can see all the red dots just pretty much doing exactly what we want, which is going right into the tunnel of death. And all those white dots on the minimap you can see are items that the mobs have dropped, and there's a bug in the game that they all drop tier 1 items, so they're basically worthless, except, ooh, some herbs. Oh god, I heard a propane. So don't want to get tempted and get the whole tunnel blown up. Propane there. So overall, pretty nice. This is kind of an interesting amplifier location, actually. It's commonly called the pit amplifier, because it's down here and it's you have to build very different defenses normally, and originally it could get attacked from the west as well, and I had kind of an interesting trap design build up here, which was basically this huge box filling up this whole area of it's like a 2x2 horizontal box and multiple levels, so they were pathing down in kind of a spiral down this big box. I'm not sure how to describe it better than that. I'm just getting hit by launchers, sending him back up through the spiral, and lots of damage on the way down. But when I ran that one, I was doing it with full stats, like standard procedure, so everything pretty much just got taken out before it even got to the cool spiral build, so I don't know if that even would have worked or not. Hopefully. And we're almost done. Once again, going flawlessly here. So I'm going to make my way over to the next amplifier to get attacked, which I believe will be C or D. Show off my mediocre hoverboard skills. I want to get there a little bit early to put down my base.
We have a break in the action.
Yep, and it is C. As you can see, I've got a ton of defenders here because when I ran this yesterday testing it, we got takers on this wave. I'm not sure if that'll be the case again. Takers, if you don't know, are these flying guys who do a massive amount of damage and they can phase through walls. And they won't damage the actual amplifier or even structures as far as I know, but they will take me out in probably one hit since I have my stats all the way down. So hopefully the defenders will protect me a little bit. The defenders, I'm not sure if defenders' stats are affected by my stats. I think they may actually be, so it's possible that all these defenders are going to be doing greatly reduced damage as well. But we have, what, 5 or 6 of them, so hopefully they'll help. And I've got them all the way back here so that most of the mobs will be out of their range. I don't think they'll be able to hit anything until it gets like right to around one of these tiles. So pretty much just the takers. And I think I just heard a taker. Yeah, you can see one here. So let's kite him over to, if he can make it past the traps, that is. No, he got pretty much taken out. So the defenders still have to prove themselves. See how that goes. And I've got a new concept that I came up with on this amplifier, which seems to consistently be one of the... Oh, here comes an taker. Hey, buddy. Alright, let's see if the defenders can take him down. There we go. Yeah, they're taking him down very slowly, but taking him down. So, good job, boys and girls. Before I was rudely interrupted by the Taker, who also has killed one of my riflemen. Not very nice. Let's talk about what we've got over here. Hopefully, I don't think we have propanes in this wave, so it should be alright if I stand up here. I thought of this idea of making these kind of specialty trap boxes to, oops, well, there you go, to lure lobbers and flingers. And because originally we got this big old lobber screen down here, which would basically prevent the lobbers and flingers from being able to get a line of sight on the amplifier, and they would just path into the trap tunnels and get killed normally. And as of a recent update, they changed the lobber and flinger AI, so they're much more aggressive now. And they'll even basically try to sometimes target, they'll like try and break through the lobber screen to get an angle. And so modern problems require modern solutions, and so we've got these lobber bait positions, for lack of a better word, better term. And they're intentionally created holes in the lobber shield so that the lobbers hopefully will be able to detect these strategic lobbing points, and they're out of the normal path, but hopefully they'll go in here and get taken out by these traps, which the traps will all be off cooldown because nothing else should be going here. And I don't really see anything actually going and taking advantage of the lure spots, though. We've got another one over here. Kind of unfortunate. But looks like the lobbers and flingers are actually just getting taken out along with everything else, which is nice. So I'm not sure if this concept is just flawed or if it's just not happening. There you can see a flinger. It looks like he's just going into the normal tunnel, so yeah, not sure what to say about that. It seems like the lobber lure pits are not really working out, which is really sad because I was kind of proud of the idea. But everything's pretty much just getting taken out really soon by all these gas traps and whatnot. Alrighty, we're down to 70 enemies left, so it's actually going incredibly smoothly. Pretty much nothing at all has gone wrong so far. And the last amplifier to get attacked should be this one over here, which we'll see in a second if that's true. And that one could potentially go somewhat badly, because on one side, the amplifier is basically right next to a cave. So there's no opportunity to use this bouncing fall damage strategy like we have on pretty much every other amplifier. Yep, okay, so we got amplifier D, wave 505. And I'll move the defenders over if we have more takers, we shall see. And yeah, this is what I was worried about. Let's put our base down before I forget about it, actually. Probably a good spot. And we do have tons of spawn trapping and whatnot with all these gas traps, and it's Chloe's idea to fill this room with a huge, what's it called, barricade, barrage of cannonballs. So that's pretty fun when you get smashers and stuff coming up here, and they just get absolutely blasted by all these bouncing cannonballs. Bombarded, that's a good word. But I was saying, whenever smashers or something get in here, we're going to have some trouble because, like I said, we're underneath this terrain, which prevents us from doing the fall damage bouncer strategy. So we could potentially run into some trouble there, and it's not so bad if they were attacking from this side because We've got this awesome bouncy castle pit of death build going where pretty much everything's just going to be sent down there and have to walk all the way around and do it over and over again. But we're getting tagged from this side, which kind of sucks. And we do have smashers, so there you go. Looks like they're actually getting taken out pretty well, so we'll see about that. We got kind of lucky. We don't have any elemental type smashers, it looks like. If we had fire or nature smashers, that could potentially be game over. Although, as long as the smashers are the only things making it all the way through to the amplifier, it doesn't really matter because they won't actually damage it. They will just destroy structures all around it. And oh no, we got propanes too. And that's my fault. He's targeting me with his propane. Luckily, there aren't any other ones laying here to set up a chains reactions, but that means I kind of have to stay back. As much as I want to go watch the smashers versus cannons show. I think we have one smasher getting pretty close to the amplifier. Let's see what happens. And wow, that launcher just didn't help at all, but luckily he's getting eaten up by the gas traps, so it's actually going pretty smoothly. And here you can see the barrage of cannonballs. Oh, okay, actually, let me go put down my banner again because this is the last wave, so there's nowhere else I need to be spawning except for here. Let's put it like here maybe. Oops, wrong gadget. And this is going to act as a respawn beacon. For me, in case I die, I'll just respawn on the banner instead of at the main base. Here we've got all these cannonballs, absolutely awesome. And I think I just set off another propane. I hear something bouncing around. I know. It's not good at all. This is just working absolutely wonderful. The cannonball rim looks like it's doing about 50% damage or more to a lot of the smashers. So this is going much better than expected. And truth be told, unless something goes drastically wrong, it looks like this is going to be a massive success. And I could probably complete this with even lower stats. Unfortunately, like I said, I did unslot all my survivors already. I don't know if I can show you that in game. I don't think so. So the only way to lower my stats further is to reset all of my research points, which you can only do like once, and so I don't think that's really a good idea. But here we have a smasher in the base, and he's got a lot of health left. So pretty much see what he does. He's beating on this 45, and once he removes this angled piece, he's going to be able to charge the wall, which it looks like he's going to do right now. And that launcher just went off and did not actually launch him. But he is at really low health, so if it goes off again, wow, again, didn't launch him. So this guy's causing some problems. For sure. I did put a trap inside for this exact situation. He's just surviving. Jeez. Especially because he's outside of the area affected by the base, so these traps are not getting the damage boost. But respawn here on the banner, and where did this guy go? It looks like the gas trap actually took him out, which is awesome. And so let's put down these walls in case another smasher gets in here. Replace the wall lights. Replace the angled piece. Smashers cannot charge angled pieces, by the way. That's one reason for having those, and the other reason is that you can use them with a floor launcher underneath, and they'll bounce upwards and sideways and send them flying back down the tunnel. And we got two smashers. That's not good at all, especially because just put in these walls and haven't had a chance to fully upgrade them yet. So these guys might do some damage at the last minute. As you can see, there's only 20 eliminations left to go though, so we're pretty close to victory. these guys can cause me some future trouble, but nope, that's all they're going to be able to do. And there we go. Outstanding success. Did not expect that to work, let alone work on the first try. So very nice. Hopefully we'll be able to do the same thing for Storm Shield Defense 8, 9, and 10. See how far we can get before we have to start slotting in a few tech survivors. But there you go. Storm Shield Defense 7, Twine Peaks, solo at power level 50, no survivors slotted, constructor, and minimal defender usage, and minimal shooting. Let's see, shout out to Chloe again for helping to set up some of those trap tunnels, including the cannon room, and David Dean, obviously, who is the current hero I'm playing as, and who came up with a lot of those ideas with artificial ramps, and so on and so forth. And the floor launcher fall damage strat is, I don't even know who came up with that. Probably a bunch of different people who played Frost Knight for the 128 zone. Voice is going up. But there you go. Thanks you guys so much for watching. It's first time uploading Save the World on here, and I don't plan on uploading too much of this, but this is one of the few endgame actually challenging challenges in Save the World, so thought I would upload this, and hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day.